Hi, welcome back to Box Delight's Gloom of Kilforth playthrough. First off, thanks to Tristan Hall, the designer, for watching the first episode and giving me one little piece of advice. During setup, everyone gets a starting rumour. This is really cool because it gives the players kind of a starting direction to begin the game. I forgot to do that, so let's do that right now. When playing solitaire, I might take an ally to try and keep me from feeling lonesome. For our human female priest, I think we'll give her a title. I like the idea of that. So the title is in the Windy Valley Executioner. Wow. Okay, the Windy Valley is just over here, so we're not too far away. That's good news. For Boris, I think we'll take an item. It's a healing potion in the Green Meadows. Oh, that's just here. Okay, so we're not in the right direction, but we're, not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, let's crack on with day 2. Betty has 4 health, so she's getting 4 actions, and she remains first player. I think it's time that she had a crack at this Badlands quest. We can either try and fight them or use our knowledge. So let's do that. Let's do the latter. You need 2 successes here. Betty has 3 knowledge or learning. I keep saying arcane. It's kind of arcane learning. So let's see. 3 dice and 2 successes. We've got 1. Okay, that'll do for now. Now Boris, he's got 4 health still, so 4 actions. Spend the first. Got to spend Betty's. Spend the first, and what are we after? We need a forest. We have a place, a mountain. It would be too bad a choice to go this way and head down to the Green Meadows. So let's spend an action to move into the old wood. So let's use our first action to hide. We'll go in inconspicuously. Betty will spend her second action. We'll have another crack at this quest. And we've got 1 more success. That's all we needed. 2 successes completes the bandits. So we've got a 2 gold loot, which I think we'll take. Happy enough with that. And we'll take the rumour of the Badlands. Okay, now Boris is going to take his movement into the old wood. And we'll draw a forest encounter. It's another place. It's a sacred shrine. A respite forest place. Defeating this gives us a trophy. We can heal back to maximum health. That's alright. I don't need it right now. But it might be useful at some point. With sacred shrine being a place, remember our fierce storm. This is the weather card that's currently in effect. When a place enters play, place an obstacle at its location. This is an obstacle. This obstacle is just going to prevent us from confronting this place. So the sacred shrine is not going to be useful to us. Boris does have a shovel, remember, and as a free clear action we can get rid of that obstacle. I'm going to leave it for now. Betty now, she needs a stranger and some plains. So we were going to head down to the verdant fields, but I don't like the look of them anymore. We do want to get to the Windy Valley and the Blessed Grove. So I'm going to head up to the Windy Valley. There's 2 moves to get there, so I'm going to take a chance. I'm not going to hide. I'm just going to use an action to move. Let's head into the lush jungle. It's a forest. And it's an arena event. Now these resolve immediately. Play on weakest hero. The weakest hero performs a fight 3 test. Pass, gain 1 title. Now the weakest hero is the one with the lowest skill. Not these. These are your attributes. Skills are these, which I've not shown you yet. So for the rogue, he gets these shadow skills, and for the priest, these pious skills. When you complete a piece of your saga chapter, then you get rewarded with a skill. So for example, moving from up to level 1, you can gain the Templar or Herbalist skill. This gives you +1 hit points when you visit the plains, +2 fight when battling demons. Okay, so your heroes can level up as you get through your chapters. So for now, we're both at level 0, so both are equally weakest. That means we can choose. Why don't I choose? Well, actually, I'm going to choose. I'll choose Betty. Chances are pretty slim anyway. So it's 3 dice. So we have strength 3, or fight 3, I should say. I think this one, the law one, is study. When it's a hero ability, it's a study. Yeah, 1 success, so that's no good. And this is discarded immediately. So you can't accumulate successes on here like you can with other encounters. Also, by the way, you can share, right? So you can help each other out. So one encounter, more than one hero can put successes on it. So that's discarded. Now Boris is going to head south to the lava canyon, and we have a treasure cache, and it's an event once more. Plays on the weakest hero. The weakest hero gains 5 gold. Hey, that's nice. Excellent. Well, we know that they're equally weakest, so Boris gets 5 gold. And that's going to be useful for sure. Okay, Betty, off you go. You're heading up into the Windy Valley, and we're hoping for a stranger. Yes, we've got one, the good wife. Noble Plains, stranger female. Has a weakness to jewellery. And that's pretty cool. If we have any of the keywords jewellery. We don't have anything with the keyword jewellery in play. If we did, we could have overcome this encounter without rolling the dice here. As it goes, we'll confront this stranger next turn. Lastly then, final action for Boris is heading down into the Green Meadows and finds a holy church, a place. And of course the fierce storm places an obstacle here. But once more we'll hold off using our shovel just yet, because we don't need it, just in case we need it on the next place we go to. Okay, let's end the first night then. Everyone's made camp. Betty's still first player. What do we get? A howling gale. First though, we've got to turn the old wood into gloom. This is where our sacred shrine was. The shortcut's still effective. Now, howling gale, being a weather effect, replaces the fierce storm. It says when it's revealed, place 1 obstacle at each location for each stranger it has. So that's bad news for Betty, the good wife. Now remember, our ancients, Prince of Ruin is green. He's an old wood, he's got the forest icon. When a forest location falls into gloom, place a random plot token on it. So we tick a plot. It's an agent, and this will now act like an encounter. So it's an enemy. X is equal to the level of the hero. Okay, so that's its health. Alright, so we've effectively got two 2 encounters here now. Right, dawn rises and we head into day 3. Let's start once more with Betty then. She gets a full 4 actions. We had a pretty easy day yesterday, not very eventful, not many threats, but kind of set up this turn nicely. Right, first action, we need to overcome that obstacle. And the actual action we use is called a clear action, hence the shovel of Boris's. It tells us that the heroes may face many mundane obstacles on their travels, which prevent us doing those search and confront actions for encounters. So all we need to do, remove the obstacle, but here's the good news, the locals appreciate our help. So clearing an obstacle always rewards us with a loot token. Pretty neat, huh? So it's not entirely a wasted action. And we get 2 gold, which we can immediately trade in. Now Boris, he's going to get his 4 actions for his 4 health. And we're looking for forest. We have a mountain, we have a place. So we could go to the Blessed Grove, perhaps, and take care of this. But while we're here at the Green Meadows, we can check out this rumour of the healing potion. Now this is called the Discover action. Alright, so we discovered the healing potion. This is now an asset, it's an active asset in our player area. We can have a maximum up to 6 assets, but we can have no more than 1 asset with the same unique keyword. So healing isn't, item isn't, but potion is a unique keyword. I think it would be pretty cool if Tristan, if you're watching, if you're able to maybe make that stand out a little bit more, maybe put it a different colour or more bold or different font. That would be, it just stops you having to refer back to the rulebook. I appreciate that the graphic design on these cards is actually going to change for the final game, so maybe he's already got that taken care of. Betty's action now, and she's going to try and confront this stranger. And the way that strangers work is that we've got a choice, right? We can go and try and talk to the stranger, influence the stranger, or we can try and fight them and make an enemy of them. We've got these enemy tokens. If you place an enemy token here, then the stranger becomes an enemy. Effectively, that stranger keyword becomes an enemy. But we don't want to do that. We want to use our influence to kind of talk around and make an ally of this good wife. The sneak is obviously important when we're trying to battle. We do make an enemy of the good wife. Now the good thing is that Betty has 5 influence, 3 from being a human female and 2 from being her class of priest. So that's 5 dice, and we're looking for 2 successes. And yeah, we got 4 successes, easily done. If you don't get any successes trying to influence the stranger, then they would immediately become your enemy. Notice that each player has their own colour enemy tokens. So as far as Boris is concerned, the good wife is still a stranger, only an enemy to Betty. Alright? So that keyword enemy only applies to people who have an enemy token here. Pretty neat. Again, a nice little idea, something new to the game, where NPCs appear as strangers or enemies, good or bad, depending on how you react to them and how they react to you. Really like this idea. Alright, so we've defeated this encounter. We can take the good wife stranger, and now we do our reward, yeah? Loot and rumour every time. So it's either 1 gold or a loot token. Let's take a loot token. See what we get. 1 gold. Okay. And then we can either choose an ally from this deck, or we can keep it for its rumour, which we're going to do, because that means we have Badlands, Stranger, and we're just looking for plains. I mean, this could be used as plains as well. Notice it's got both the plains and the stranger keywords, but it can't fulfill both It can only fulfill one or the other. Alright, so we're probably going to stay here and search out that second keyword. Speaking of which, Boris is heading southwards. We're going to leave the church here. I don't think it helps us. It could fulfill the place, but we've already got place, and this was a plains, but we need forest. So I'm going to go hidden. Betty is going to stay unhidden and do a search. So we're in the plains, draw another plains. We're hoping for an easy encounter to get us that plains keyword. Ah, it's an event. A joust. Plays on the weakest hero. Weakest hero performs an influence 3 test. If we pass, we gain 1 item. Well, I don't mind that because influence is 5. So let's roll off 5 dice. We're looking for 3 successes. Still pretty tough. Ah, dreadful. No successes. No luck there this time. Unlucky. Two successes might have been good. I might have been tempted to use a fate. Okay, Boris, let's see you sneaking into the Blessed Grove. And taking a forest. Encounter is an outlaw, a stranger. Village forest stranger male. Okay, so we don't have to confront that immediately. It's not an enemy. And of course the howling gale puts an obstacle on that stranger. This isn't going to be easy. I think now we'll have Betty use her final action as a discover to discover the executioner. These types of upgrades are a great way to quickly defeat encounters. It says Veil, defeat a human enemy at your location. Veil is kind of like the tapping mechanism, right? So we can use this multiple times. And yeah, that's a really nice title to have. Let's put this in her play area. Okay, we're getting stronger. Now Boris is going to use his shovel, that's his action, to clear this obstacle. And obviously that gives us a loot. We'll get another shovel back. 3 gold, nice. The action now back to Betty, but she's got no actions left, so she's going to make camp. So back to Boris. Now, in order to confront this stranger, we've first got to come out of hiding. Let's get rid of this token. Now, we're not going to use our influence. We need 4 successes. We're at the end of the night, so we can't build upon any success anyway. We're going to turn this into an enemy. So we're going to confront this outlaw, and then we have to immediately fight it. Neither has the element of surprise. I feel okay about this though, because I've got my healing potion. So it's 3 for him, 3 for me. Let's just see how this goes. He's got 3 health. Let's give him his starting health. And hope we can make something of this. That's 1 success each. 1 wound each. Keep going. That's 3 hits to me and 1 to him. Nice. I lose a health and we defeat this outlaws. Okay, let's see now. We get loot, 1 gold. I think we'll take a loot token and a rumour of a stranger in the forest. Brilliant. That's going to pretty much end the day. Oh no, almost. We found a trap. Lose 1 HP immediately. So poor Boris is down to just 1 health remaining. The good news is we can sacrifice our healing potion, which says heal 3 HP. So this is sacrificed. You can do that at any time unless the effect says, and we gain 3 HP. Perfect, we're back to full strength for the start of the next turn. And now let's draw a new night card. It's the Wave of Doom. The dead swamp turns into gloom. The dead swamp is over here. Another one down. Now this one is an enemy, an undead enemy of the night. Revealed. Place this enemy at dead swamp. A pretty terrifying foe. And this time, the Abbess. She affects Badlands and places a plot token here. And it is some worshippers. I'm going to try and avoid these if I can. It's a side quest, and defeating it will force us to sacrifice a spell. Alright, it looks like the Dark Swamp's going to be an area to avoid. Join me next time then as we head into day 4.